Tottenham Hotspur 1, Man United 0 in the Mud Brother derby. Just bad. Overall, both teams just poor. But for us, for a team, listen, with the amount of injuries we had and the people missing, there were chances to score today. But from an attacking standpoint, there's a couple of players in there today who were absolutely awful. Really, really bad. And, you know, Tottenham very rarely keep clean sheets as well. We've allowed them to keep a clean sheet here at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They've beaten us 3 times this season. 3 times. And they're shocking themselves, and that's what we've allowed to happen because of no attacking impetus. Nobody could finish their dinner. I'm going to start at Alejandro Garnacho tonight. Wasteful. Very, very wasteful. I don't know if Dorgu's done him something in the week's training that he's been here, but he just kept ignoring him. Dorgu was going on an overlap about 100 times. The one time he actually did set him, Dorgu whipped in a dangerous cross. But most of it, Garnacho just wanted the glory himself, kept cutting in all the time. And the chance that he should have shot and hit the target goes into Rosed in the first half. And before Spurs scored, they had the ball and we had 2 chances with Vicario making 2 saves. So the game was fairly even. But Andre Onana, again, a parry into no man's land for Maddison for the tap-in. It was the same when we was here in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, Bayern did it that day. Someone takes a shot and he palmed it into Dominic Solanke for a tap-in. And the same things happened today. Poor speculative shot. There wasn't really any danger. We had about 5-6 men in the box. And still Spurs managed to score from there. And the rest of the half just again continues to be shocking up until half-time. Bruno Fernandes, I have no idea what he was thinking tonight. Constant misplaced passes, constant forcing the issue, forcing possession, losing possession. You know, not busting a gut to get back after making a shit pass. I saw it in the first half. He made one poor pass, jogged back to get into position, got the ball back again, spammed another shit pass, and was looking around like it was somebody else's fault. The leader today. You know, on one hand, you don't want to be overly critical when you look at the bench that we had and we look at the team we had to put out. You know, the defenders, by large, did what they needed to do. Harry Maguire with some nice switches of play. I think the second half performance, when we came out, we was on top for the first 15, 20 minutes of the second half. It was good, considering what we had. I didn't mind it. It was all right. And then the big difference is Ange is able to go to his bench and start mixing things up, bringing on Sarr, bringing on Brennan Johnson, you know, then bringing on Archie Gray, then bringing on Bissouma as well. So he got to change the flow of the game. Meanwhile, we weren't able to do that because of our bench. But the fact remains is that there were chances there today to be able to score. Laughable at times between both teams. You know, Spurs couldn't kill us off in transition when they easily should have. You know, us in transition, again, wasteful. And, our left-hand side was probably our most dangerous. And again, a big part of that was Garnacho just completely ignoring Dorgu half the time. I don't know. Dorgu may as well have not been there. And he did okay. He got into good positions, but he just was ignored. Of course, we have to allow that the relationship to blossom between the pair if they're going to play on that side together. Of course, I get that. But it was like a deliberate move from Garnacho to just ignore that run and use it as a decoy every time. And his quality was really, really poor. Casemiro, again, what can I really say about Casemiro? He's surplus. He's not really supposed to be being used, but we had to use him today. So there's no point even really me going in on his performance. I'm going in on the regulars. And I have to say, Joshua Zirkzee today was our best player. He's got a feel for the game. We can see why we have to stick with him and persist with him playing. And the people that have been backing him are sort of saying, listen, he's got a good touch, he's got good IQ, he's got ability, he's got a bit of acceleration, actually, to be fair to him. And he's starting to get a little bit more comfortable here, putting it through people's legs, good switches of play, strong on the ball, and most of all, can control the ball. Rasmus Højlund today, I think in the first half, first 5-10 minutes, after Spurs had that sort of first 5-10 minutes and we went on to, he had a shot, cut in, had a couple of shots today, but again, the hold-up play from him, not good enough. You know, Dalot on the other side, we keep saying Dalot to go back to that side, a couple of dangerous crosses, offside a couple of times, just not good enough. But I can take the overall, like, I wasn't expecting much coming here. With the team that we've got and the injuries that we have and the bench that we ended up seeing and the starting team, I was like, listen, it's fair game. Like, we know we're probably going to get touched today. And Spurs, look, although they're not great themselves, they had a lot more options than us. But it was the manner of it, because we didn't have to lose tonight. We didn't have to lose at all. There was enough chances to potentially win the game, but certainly to have scored an equaliser at least, at the very minimum. At the very, very minimum. Ruben Amorim, could he have done much more than that? Probably not with the players that he had. I don't know why he brings on Chido Obi, should I say, because he's dropped the Martin for 3 minutes. A great moment for him, you know, to get his professional debut for us away at a tough place, but obviously he probably didn't even get a touch of the ball. Probably do that earlier, Ruben. I don't understand. What's the point in just throwing him on token jester near the end? You know, and Onana making stupid decisions near the end as well. He's just taking the pressure off us because, again, Spurs are poor themselves and not clinical, and he's caught the ball and we can go on the attack, and he's thrown it straight to Dorgu. He's got a man up his arse and he's had to foul him. Like, just brain dead stuff, stupid stuff. But it sets the tone. I'm really looking at Bruno today. I know there's a couple of reasons why, you know, but Bruno and Garnacho in particular, they just weren't good enough. And Bruno, that is an inexcusable performance from him today. Really, really poor. He'll know it, you know. But it's players that have to come in, you're probably thinking might not play the best. You know, Dorgu's just getting going, just playing 90 minutes. You might excuse him a bad game. Or, you know, someone like Casemiro who's not been playing much football at all. If he has an absolute shocker, I'm not saying Casemiro's great, but if he does go on to have a shocker, you go, oh yeah, I get it. Bruno's supposed to be one of few that you get here in these types of games that you look to make the difference. And he absolutely was not the difference maker. Well, he was actually, but in a bad way. You got, you know, young Bergvall there, just nice, neat, and like taking nice, neat touches, dropping the shoulder, just adding a little bit of intensity into Spurs' game, and we just didn't have it. You know, I look around and it's like it's kind of flat. Even the Spurs fans were just like, we'll take it. Spurs getting a 1-0 and get out. We're allowing Spurs to get a 1-0 and get out. Spurs, 3 times this season. 3 times. Honestly, God help us going to Goodison Park as well. You know the story's written there. We don't know who'll be back. It's a whole nother week's training. But, you know, with decision making like that, we just got no hope in the league. It is a complete write-off. A complete write-off. And even in the cups, I mean, like, look, we just can't score goals. We just can't score goals. So I can't even go mad, but I have to say, Bruno and Garnacho, absolutely shocking performances today, especially Bruno. Really needed more from the captain today. You're the guy that we look to in times like this, bit of magic, but he was way off it. And Ruben Amorim couldn't really do much from the bench. And, you know, there's other teams with different managers that are managing to get the best out of what they've got, and Ruben's currently not doing that. There's been no improvement whatsoever. We're getting worse. Again, gets another caveat today. I'll give him that side note, because you look at the injuries, you look at, you know what I mean, lack of substitutions, all kids on the bench. That, and then you look at individuals not doing what they're meant to be doing. How much of that is on Ruben? But overall, like I say, you look at David Moyes gone back in at Goodison Park. They're probably, I don't know, I haven't even looked at the table, but when they beat us, they'll probably go above us. So it's calamitous, it's embarrassing, but we know what it is, man. Just want to end the season. I just don't want any more games. It's long. It's fucking long. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.